What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the Rock and Roman tag match for night 1 of Wrestlemania Teased, Kazuchika Okada rejects WWE for AEW, a big change for Elimination Chamber, is The Rock ready to wrestle, a wrestler fired for reporting a stalking incident, Jade Cargill main roster plans, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at the Rock and Roman tag match for night 1 of Wrestlemania Teased. Now, who is The Rock wrestling at Wrestlemania? While the match hasn't been announced, the WWE's recent teaser trailer for the Showcase of the Immortals has fans thinking it will be Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes teaming up to take on The Rock and Roman Reigns. This follows the speculation that's been raging since last Thursday's WrestleMania 40 kickoff, when The Rock slapped the taste out of Cody's mouth and Seth Rollins shouted his disgust with what happened. Subsequently, Rollins has been all over social media complaining about what happened and The Rock's apparent abuse of power as a member of the TKO Holdings board of directors. Looking at the trailer, the WWE will have to pull a major swerve and shake up its plans for Mania. The Rock added fuel to the fire by posting the following on his Instagram: "I was born into this crazy world and I love every second of it. It's been decades since pro wrestling has been buzzing like this for WrestleMania, and this has become rare air that we're all breathing, and it's very cool and exciting for us as wrestlers, our company, and most importantly, all of the fans." The Rock took some serious smack from there, saying, "Your hero effed around and he found out quick what happens when you talk about our family with disrespect. Lines crossed and blurred. Bring it. We don't toe the mark for no one. Road to WrestleMania begins." While the WWE seemed to fumble the ball big time when Cody Rhodes apparently handed over his WrestleMania match to The Rock on the 2nd February SmackDown, the WWE has more than turned things around with its handling of things, with The Rock now apparently working as a heel, aligning himself with family member. So what does that mean for night 1 and night 2 of the show of shows? Well, the current belief, although nothing has been confirmed, is that the tag team match will take place on night 1 of WrestleMania. The second night will see Seth defend his World Heavyweight Championship, while Roman Reigns will defend his Undisputed Championship, and given Seth's torn MCL and meniscus, let's hope Rollins can make it through both matches. Next up, Kazuchika Okada rejects WWE for AEW. It looks like Kazuchika Okada is AEW bound, and that's the story coming from Fightful Select, which noted that a deal was effectively agreed in the last couple of weeks, but we haven't confirmed that pen has been put to paper as we're told it's being finalized. Okada is finishing up his dates in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the Fightful reports suggest he could be debuting in early March if he indeed signs with AEW. Kazuchika is the latest free agent who appears to have opted for AEW instead of WWE. Rumor has it that WWE was very interested in signing Okada and hoped the chance to work in a high-profile WWE would be enough to woo him over. If Okada does sign with AEW and recent rumors of Mercedes money heading to AEW prove true, this will be considered 2 major signings for AEW. Could this lead to more, especially since there are several top names including Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre and Becky Lynch whose WWE deals expire in this year? Next up, a big change for Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber is less than 2 weeks away, but it looks like a big bout rumored to happen there will happen elsewhere. At one point it appeared that WWE was going to book a Royal Rumble rematch between Kevin Owens and US Champion Logan Paul at the WWE's upcoming Perth PLE. However, Dave Meltzer recently remarked on the Wrestling Observer Radio, the Logan Paul thing, because if you remember just last week, which shows you how much things are changing quickly, weekly and daily, Logan Paul and Kevin Owens were originally going to do the US title match in Perth. Now they're just 2 guys in the tournament, but I guess they'll both be in. And don't be surprised to see something happen in the chamber to set up KO versus the Maverick at Mania. Paul versus Owens is the type of high-profile match that belongs on a WrestleMania card. Next up, was a wrestler fired for reporting stalking incidents? Was a former wrestler from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling promotion fired for reporting an ongoing problem with a stalker? Or Fightful is reporting trainee Sean Reed was asked to stay away from Reality of Wrestling's training venue shows and the vicinity of wrestler Rachel Rose after several instances of behavior made her and others uncomfortable, Fightful was told. According to the report, the alleged behavior was an ongoing problem with Reed allegedly harassing Rose on a repeated basis. The story is far too complex to explain in detail in a news video, but it appears to come down to a question of whether Rose was fired for her bringing up the alleged stalking issue. Rose said that upon speaking with Booker T after the incident that she was fired from Reality of Wrestling, which she felt wasn't justified. She felt as if she was effectively cut from the company due to having a stalker in which she warned the company about. Those familiar with the situation claim she was blamed for causing the problematic personality to be around, even though he'd been warned numerous times to stay away. The Fightful report added, Fightful made contact with Booker T and he did confirm that Rose was fired from ROW, citing internal reasons that he wouldn't elaborate on, as Booker T also questioned the timing of the story. Booker insisted that the timing of this story emerging was due to a meeting at the January 13th reality wrestling show that related to loyalty among wrestlers. We can confirm that we'd heard of this story after Booker in reality wrestling told their talent that they didn't want their wrestlers working other independent companies in Houston. What'd you guys make of this story? Was Booker T in the wrong? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, is The Rock ready to wrestle? Or will Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson be ready to step into the ring by WrestleMania? Well, some fans and critics have questioned just how good of a performance they can expect given The Rock last worked a full match at WrestleMania 13's at WrestleMania 29. And no, we're not counting that squash match he had with Eric Rowan at WrestleMania 32. The Rock recently addressed his training when he appeared on the Pat McAfee show, saying, "In the world of pro wrestling, I haven't done that in a very long time. So when I do go back to the ring at WrestleMania, the most important thing is the training camp, which I've already started. I have multiple rings set up over in Hawaii, I have a ring set up on the West Coast, and we're full in on camp." The Rock discussed how his past experience helped, but also noted there's no way to train for a wrestling match except to step back into the ring. "I was very lucky in my career in that while I was somewhat of a ring general and knowing the ring and where to go and where to be at certain times, but the training camp part of it is hard. You could work out on weights, all the stuff that you wanted to do, but until you go back into the ring and you take those falls, those slams, those suplexes, stuff like that, there's nothing like it. Whether it's a wrestler returning to the ring after a long absence or an athlete switching from a sport like football to wrestling, the physical and mental challenges are staggering. Do you think The Rock will be ready to wrestle his match at WrestleMania? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Jade Cargill main roster plans. What's next for Jade Cargill? Cargill reportedly has been busy training at WWE's PC since signing with the company last year, but she had yet to wrestle any matches either on NXT or the main roster. However, her performance at this year's Rumble, along with her appearance in the Mountain Dew commercial with actor Aubrey Plaza, reportedly has generated some serious buzz. As a result, it looks like she's headed to SmackDown. PW Insider Elite reports Cargill will appear on the blue brand sometime to build up to WrestleMania 40. As we noted recently, Cargill may also compete in the upcoming Women's Elimination Chamber. While we aren't questioning the PW Insider Elite report, it seems unlikely Cargill's appearance at the Rumble and in a commercial caught the WWE by surprise. What's more likely is these two appearances are just part of the WWE's efforts to make Cargill's eventual main roster debut as impressive as possible. And just what the WWE's plans are for Cargill remain a mystery, but if she does head to SmackDown, the Blue Brand's women's roster is going to be loaded. The WWE already has a dream match waiting with Cargill versus Belair, but given the WWE's refusal to hotshot programs, it could be some time before Cargill and Belair throw down. There's also the question of whether Cargill will work as a heel or a face. And finally, various WWE superstars appear in the Super Bowl ads. And last but not least, you'll never know when a WWE superstar is going to show up, as seen by Sunday's Super Bowl, where several WWE superstars appeared in different commercials during the NFL's big game. Inside the Ropes noted that various segments, such as when Stone Cold Steve Austin endorsed Kawasaki, sporting a mullet while breaking rocks on a farm. Jade Cargill hit a frog splash on actor Aubrey Plaza in the Mountain Dew commercial, John Cena promoted FanDuel, and WWE Hall of Famers Mr. T and Arnold Schwarzenegger respectively endorsing Skechers and State Farm. These appearances are a reminder that the WWE continues to break out into the mainstream, which is great news for the company as this type of exposure is a win-win. Also, a photo has emerged of Sasha Banks with WWE superstars and Bayley covering an unmasked Ray's face. What a great friend. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.